Hey Steve, David Inlcudes here. Gonna do a quick video for you on your boat, point out a few features and things on it. Just wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to earn your business. I know we've not been able to meet in person, but I appreciate you seeking us out all the way over there in Bella Vista, Arkansas. But I'm gonna get to the point and do this quick video walk around for you. So when your boat arrives, the bimini top will be in a boot and laying flat on the gunwale area, which is this rail right here. So what's going to happen is this connection point will unhook. As you can see, simple unhook, pull the pin out, and it'll actually be here. So when you get there, putting it up at an angle is a two-person process, but once you get it on your lake, it'll probably just stay up at that angle unless you need to lay it flat for your storage. But all you would simply do would be pull the pin out from here on both sides, tilt it up to this point, put the pin in it, lock it in place, and then your bimini top will fold open in two sections, and then you'll just tighten this up as tight as you need it, or you can leave it back at an angle in the bimini boot. To get back to the front, you do have standard LED navigational lights. These are the 4.5-inch boat cleats I was talking about, stainless steel hardware to hold it down. You can tie off your anchor here, tied to a dock here. You also, if you want to reach out here, these are the little tie points that you can tie off to for a dock. You can tie for an anchor as well if you need to. This is just a lot more convenient to do here. As we go around the boat, great color choice by the way. These are the other cleats I was telling you about that you could tie off with an anchor in the rear if you wanted to run a dual anchor setup. So you could actually tie it off here, leave the rope, and keep your anchor actually under this back seat here, which I'll show you here in just a second. Or what some of my customers do is these little vertical posts here, you can actually tie the rope off around here and then toss your anchor out on either side to anchor off the front and the rear if you would like. You're really only going to need about a 10 or a 14 pound anchor to hold this down front and or rear. Now this is your transom mount trolling motor. The two screws here, this one adjusts the tension in how tight your steering is. So if you want to make it looser, you loosen it up and it's really loose, or you tighten it up a little bit and it'll make it a little bit tighter for you just to give you a little resistance. This bolt here adjusts, when you loosen it, it'll let you adjust the depth of how deep this prop needs to be in the water. And I'm just going to get a little bit level here. So you need to make sure that that prop is about 5 inches or so below the bottom of these pontoons. So I have it just a little higher than probably what it needs to be, but mainly for travel purposes. In travel mode, this thing, there's a lever right here that you pull this forward and it actually releases the lock in here, so that way you can rock the motor forward and tilt it up. Show you, I'll give you an example here real quick, see if I can do it with one hand. So you pull this forward and it will actually, there we go, it'll lay forward for us. So that's your travel mode, with that being as flat as it can be. Now I'm going to tie this off with one zip tie. I haven't really decided yet. I like it loose to give you the ability to where if you ever want to remove this from the transom mount, which is this piece here, all you have to do is loosen these two wing nuts here, and this thing can come completely off and you can actually keep it installed during the winter. Now, on the back here, this is the bilge pump that feeds your live oil if you choose to use it as a live oil. This little protected piece here just guards it in case you want to back into anything, or hopefully not. Then the small wire is just a power wire to it, and the larger one is the tube that feeds the water into the live well. This plug right here is the plug that plugs into this, that operates and runs your mooring light. If you don't think you're ever going to be out in the evening, you don't have to worry about plugging it up. But that's what that wire right there is for. And once again, this is the pin you would pull out. Just unhook it. This piece will collapse and lay completely flat. Come into your front spot here. Pin will go back in, and I'll send you a picture of that here in a minute. And that way, again, The bimini top will only be about this tall when it's down, so that way if it's just you and you don't want any sun protection, you can fish 360 degrees around on the top deck part of this boat. Here's your other 4.5-inch boat cleat. Stainless steel LED navigational light. Now we're going to jump up inside the boat. These seat cushions, or live well cushions, are removable. They just snap in. The buttons are stainless steel. So during the winter, just unbutton them, take them inside your house. On the trip down, they will be in this storage box right here. This is the boot for the bimini top. So when it is collapsed, that whole bimini top will just fit in this boot here. And again, I'll send you a picture of that. This button right here is designed for if you just want to shut the storage box, it snaps right into this place just to kind of keep it locked. And again, traveling for coming down to you, these are going to be locked. These seat cushions will be in, both the seat cushions are going to be in your storage box. Now your quarter rod holders and cup holders. The rod holder function, when you put your base in, the rod goes against your spring here and around that lock, and then the rod will fit in here. So you can have up to 4 fishing rods on the boat. This is your live well side. Once again, they snap off. It does have a button which will be locked for your trip. Now, on the live well, this is the aerator or water filler. You can adjust the amount of water flow that comes in and out of that by spinning this. If you want it to be off completely because you're never going to use it, just spin it and it'll be completely locked and no water will get in. If you want to use this as a cooler, you can fill it full of ice. When you're done, just take this rod right here, twist it, everything will drain right out of the bottom of the boat into your lake. And when you're done, you can simply just put that back in. But this is the level that when the water gets full will drain off in here. So we'll shut this. That'll snap into place just like that. Now, under this side is these seats just fold forward. Here's your 27 series battery and battery case. These are all your wiring. That'll just simply pop out if you need to remove it. It's got a little lock in the back. I'm one-handed here, so it's not as easy as what I feel like it. But anyway, so you can see everything's wired up, ready to go for you. This winter, I would highly recommend just unhooking both positives and negatives there, taking the battery inside, putting it on a battery tender, and just let it sit. Then this just simply just folds down. Right below this seat, this is your navigational lights and mooring light. Bottom turns on just the navigational lights only in the front. Top does the top and the front both. In the center, when they're both off, nothing is on. The belge is the switch for your live well, and it does have a little light letting you know it's on, and you'll actually hear a little buzzing noise, which is the pump. There's your trolling motor. It does have forward and reverse speeds, as you can see. Then you come around on this side, and this seat does flip forward as well. Give you some storage. And that's really about it. I'm going to mount your fire extinguisher right here for you. And it actually can stay there all year long. But I think I've covered just about everything other than what I like to do on these straps. These tighten how tight your bimini top sits up top. Really, once they're hooked into this little connection spot right here, it's just simply taking this and just pulling it down. And the tighter this rope is, the fabric, the tighter your bimini top is going to be. Steve, again, thank you for your business and the opportunity to work with you. I think I covered just about everything the best I could on a video for now. If you have any feedback, any questions, please do not hesitate to call me. I did think of one last thing. If you ever want to take the bimini top off completely, you can. It's 3 simple zippers. This just unzips here. one on the center beam, and then one on the rear. And you could take it off, throw it in the washer if you need to, and it simply zips right back on just the same way that you took it off. Shouldn't have to do that as long as you don't leave it out in the rain with it open all the time, because it's really protected well in the bimini boot, which you'll see whenever you get it picked up here in the next day or two. So again, Steve, thank you again. I appreciate the opportunity, but that's a pretty decent walk around delivery from Missouri to Bella Vista, Arkansas. So thank you again, and if there's anything else that you would like to see between now and the time that you get your boat, feel free just to give me a call or shoot me an email. Thanks again.